Italy v Wales. I know who you're going to say is going to win this game, but like Wales in such a terrible place. Italy improving all the time. Is this, back-to-back wins for them? Is this the way it's going to go?
It's going to be a really difficult game, and I think I was reading some press and some kind of questionnaires online about how will Wales do on Sunday or on Saturday in Rome. It's going to be a very difficult game for them. Italy have been really good. I think it depends how they can contain them and control the. If Wales decide to go to Rome, play two phases, and kick the ball up in the air, well, there's only going to be one winner, and that's Italy. They've got to be so much better in their attack. Warren Gatland has made another 6 changes again. I don't know. Is it just rolling the dice with different guys and just seeing what they can do? And even though he says he's deeply hurt and upset by the losses, I'm not sure. Where Wales are at the moment. What the evidence we've seen has been really, really poor. I think they had obviously that 20-minute period in that Ireland game where they looked so much more energetic. They seemed to be stringing passes together, getting over the gain line, attacking Ireland. Ireland were hanging on for parts of that game, but I think he's just got to stick with the young players now. Daffy Jenkins comes back into the second row. Alan Wynne-Jones didn't play well against England the last day. Jack Morgan comes back in again. So there's been so many changes from Ireland, Scotland, England. I think he's got to try and get some continuity with younger players and just work with them. If the results are not going to happen, Liam Williams comes back in at fullback. Why wasn't Liam Williams playing against England? I know Lee Halfpenny is out, but I just can't understand why Lewis Rees-Zammit is on the bench. I don't care what team you are in the world. I'm having him in my team, whether it's left wing, right wing, fullback, outside centre. I don't care. I think he's the one player that can just do something magical. But it's again, on paper it looks like a decent team, and I've probably said that a few times in the last. Watching Wales since the start of the competition, and the players have let Warren Gatland down here. I do give that there's mitigation around their attack because, number one, it doesn't help when maybe your hand has been forced to make all these changes because guys are not performing. But also, Alex King, the attack coach, had very little time with them, and that's a danger for Wales at the moment. Given that we're 6 months out from a World Cup, so Italy have been. They've looked the opposite. They've looked like that they're really cohesive. Their attack is full of variation and confidence. And I think it's stating the obvious here. I'm sure the boys will agree with me. But Italy will think this is the one. This is the one we're going to win in the Six Nations. We have to believe we're going to win this one. So if Wales go there and kind of stop making mistakes and actually attack and string some passes together and get to multi-phase, of course they can win the game, and you'd expect Wales to be able to do that. But I think they're in such a precarious position now, Wales, that they'll be really, really nervous about this. If they use that energy in the right way, it may get a result from. But you'd have to fancy Italy.
Matt, all these changes can't help. No Alan Wynne-Jones in a squad, no Dan Biggar. I know we're talking about bringing the youth. Is that what he has to just stick with, as Alan said? And as a coach, if you're making all these changes every week, are you really that confident going into the weekend, or how does it work in a coach's head?
It doesn't matter about the coach's head; it's the boys' head, isn't it? The players' head. And changes now. To be fair to Gatland, he said he was going to change things up, and he said his older players aren't going to play every game. I think he's trying to prolong them. They have got some good guys, good young guys coming through, and they have been selected and have been given an opportunity. They haven't done much with that opportunity, it has to be said. Now, Alan, if we come back to your question, Stu, I think this is an extraordinary game in the history of the Six Nations. When's the last time Italy were favourites for a game? Well, I don't know if they've ever been favourites for a game. I think they're favourites to win this game. Yet, all the pressure sits on the shoulders of the Welsh, because they know they're in a disastrous position. They've played appallingly. They know Welsh rugby is in, well, it's a cliche, but it's turmoil. It's they don't know where their future is. All these factors are at play in this game. And then you make another 6 changes. And as Alan alluded to, the problem I have with looking at Wales, I can't tell you the framework, the structure that they're playing in attack. I can look at Italy and I can see a definite change to a framework and a structure, and the Italian players, to their credit, are using it and they're playing it very, very well. And that's one of the main reasons, not the only reason, but one of the main reasons we're seeing such a resurgence in the performance of the national team. I can't say the same for Wales. Now, if I'm taking what Alan says is true, King has had very little time with the team. Hopefully we'll see something. But wow, in the last game, I saw Owen Williams screaming for his forwards to come around the corner. And on television, I couldn't work out why. And Alan told me later on, he was at the game, saying that the forwards just weren't getting it. They looked exhausted. So is it their conditioning? I don't know. Is their conditioning a factor? So all of this is saying, Stu, Welsh rugby is just in a position where none of us could suggest they're going to win with any sort of certainty, or where, I always say, where's the evidence? And I can't find any. Now, usually Italy of the last 10 years, you'd say, but that's still enough to beat Italy. I don't know if that's the case this week. If the Italians come out and play for 60 minutes, like they played for 60 minutes against France and Ireland, they'll go very close. They'll go very, very close, and then they should win that game. And if Wales don't improve drastically with the ball in hand, they will lose the game.